32 seasons, 6 years, and 5 chapters later, all leading to the grand finale of Fortnite. Every moment we've experienced has been confusing or puzzling, but finally we have tied together the Fortnite Chapter 5 storyline. This journey begins after the Big Bang event. We found ourselves on a brand new reforged island. We've entered a new era of Fortnite's story, and it's here where our band of characters start a fresh life. Of course, nothing's ever that simple. You see, Jones made a new lifelong friend, Hope, who was running a secret movement known as the Underground. The purpose of this group? To spy on a new threat to the island, a crime syndicate known as the Society. They're led by Hope's very own sister Valeria. While spying on them, the Underground realizes that Valeria is searching for a very powerful object, and this was more important than anyone realized. At Ruin Reels, she's reading up on the history of Fortnite and all of the Omniverses, trying to piece it all together. Her true goal is to attain all the knowledge possible, but that's when she gets too curious. She learns of an artifact known as Pandora's Box, something that was never meant to be open. Because of this, she's adamant on finding it, even going as far as kidnapping Peely to extort information out of Agent Jones. Now, he knew nothing about the box, instead going on a rescue mission to free him and take down the Society before they could get to it. Eventually, Valeria discovered an ancient map belonging to Hope and her's grandfather. Now, all that was left was opening it. This ancient Greek artifact is finally unlocked against the demands of a terrifying god, Zeus, the king of Mount Olympus. He is absolutely furious that the islanders ignored his wishes and realizes they also stole a fraction of their power using medallions. It's too much. He decides they must pay for their crimes, declaring war between gods and mortals. Immediately, he sends his army of gods to destroy each member of the Society, taking out the whole organization in a matter of days. Valeria manages to escape, but Hope has a different idea. Instead of fleeing, she commands the Underground to take on the pantheon of gods in an epic battle for the island. Right now, they're too powerful to beat, but Hope has some tricks and allies up her sleeve. Not everyone agrees with Zeus. Medusa is more compassionate than the history books make her seem. Instead of being a Gorgon who turns people to stone, she's actually friends with Perseus, the man who chops her head off in the original story. This time, it's different. They're both prepared to face the gods with us. Hope's team quickly grows in size, recruiting Artemis and Zeus's own daughter Aphrodite. With this additional power, it feels like they could actually pull this off. But first, they need to weaken Zeus because right now he's collecting as much power as possible so he could vanquish every mortal. This power is being stored in artifacts like an Hourglass of Doom, and while the plan to destroy it feels pretty simple, that's until Hope began to talk to a mysterious prophet. Even if they managed to defeat Zeus, their fight wouldn't be over, as the Oracle warned of a near future which sounded terrifying. Choking dust, dark skies, not exactly fun. But stopping Zeus had to happen or the island would be in even more danger. As the Underground destroyed Zeus's artifacts one by one, his power was now weaker than ever, with only the Hourglass left in our way. The grand plan had come to fruition, and our final battle against Zeus himself kicked off. Lightning could be seen emanating from Mount Olympus as they fought in his throne room, and these strikes would turn out to be a disaster for the island. Zeus's Hourglass was destroyed. He's powerless, and Hope and the Underground declare victory. Now he's defeated, and mortals are saved from his vengeance. Or so we thought. Those lightning strikes were Zeus's final blow, releasing just enough energy to open Pandora's box again, and this time it would truly unleash the world's evils. A sandstorm had swept the island just like the Oracle foretold. These were the dark skies and choking dust, and with this brutal tide came an army of scavengers. Megalodon, the Lord of the Wasteland, was here.
The voice of the wasteland. I am the stalking beast in the night. The roaming teeth in the deepest waters. I am the last thing you see before the darkness takes hold. And that sad mountain monument to the banished gods. Your only god now is me, dear ones.
With thousands of marauders at his side, his power was unstoppable, allowing him to conquer the entire desert using nitro. This energy source single-handedly powers his army, including his superhuman armor. Only problem is, he's running out. Now, the Leviathan, his gigantic ship, has been wrecked on the coast and is low on nitro, forcing him to change his plans. The person who could help him out is the Machinist. They're an expert in nitro and the owner of a refinery. This giant engine-shaped factory at Redline Rig is mining into the ground, collecting resources, and refining it into the nitro that Megalodon is so desperate for. On our chalkboard, we could see that the early names of this thing were Fast Juice and Speed Goo, which tells us it's a pretty new resource that was just discovered, making it very hard to get your hands on. Even though Megalodon is pretty clear about how he wants to raise the island to the ground, the Machinist is on board and decides to build emergency pipelines straight to his ship. Meanwhile, Hope is now realizing she has to step up to the task once more.
So, I spent some time poking around Meg's camp. I was right. The man's a full-blown wannabe tyrant. He wants to take the island, and he might just be strong enough.
After defeating Zeus, he fled to another realm, and to celebrate, the underground claimed Mount Olympus as theirs. Now they had clout on the island and room to expand, recruiting all kinds of newcomers from the wasteland. She realizes that Pandora's box left behind gems after the battle with Zeus, and these cannot fall into the wrong hands. Megalodon has been searching for them, but they're not actually for him. This whole time, Hope has been realizing she has a hidden superpower, a way to look into the future through art. Her graffiti could prophesize things she doesn't even understand yet, causing her to draw a mysterious figure on the walls, the Wanderer. In his ear, the secret companion has been using Megalodon like a puppet in the shadows. He lurks on the island, stalking people from a distance and vanishing when they get too close. Their identity is completely unknown, even to Megalodon himself, but all he knows is that this Wanderer is very interested in Pandora's box and its location. To return the favor, he helps the Don in his plan to ravage the island and secure the pipeline. There are some hiccups along the way, as Hope and the Underground swoop in to steal their Pandora gems, and despite Jones's warnings that they shouldn't mess with them, they go for it anyway. Putting the collection together, it begins to show constellations, the future, Hope's hat, a sword, a helmet, and the ghost logo from all those years ago. But after noticing his possession has been stolen, Don is outraged.
That broken has-been named Jones, and the charlatan artist calling herself Hope. They are collecting my precious baubles, my Pandora gems, and it is irritating. Those are mine. They cannot have them. If you love me, or if you fear me, bring me their heads.
The true nature of his partnership with the Wanderer is about to be unveiled by someone who has come to the island from a different universe. One of the constellations in the gems made out the shape of a helmet, one that looked awfully similar to Magneto. Donning a new outfit to survive in the wasteland, he arrived in search of Weapon X. While breaking him out of a bunker on the island, he found evidence of something more sinister happening. He realizes the Wanderer is more dangerous than anyone knows, and Hope is able to track him down thanks to the gem constellation. So he tells her about his suspicions, pointing out how Megalodon isn't the main threat, it's the Wanderer. It is someone who could be more sinister than the Dawn could ever be. He takes a precaution, setting up rift beacons on the map that could call in reinforcements. But it's already too late. The Nitro pipeline is complete. With Leviathan about to be refueled, Megalodon could begin his reckoning. Now, it was time for the Wanderer to reveal his true identity. This whole time, he was one of the most dangerous villains you could ever imagine, Dr. Doom. Hacking the pipeline, he stopped Don's plan and was able to use the chaos to swoop in and take his prized possession, Pandora's box. It turns out the gem constellation wasn't for Magneto, it was foreshadowing Doom's arrival all along. And he had spent months tracking down Pandora's box so he could unlock a vast amount of power, on the same level as the ancient gods. With this strength, he's able to conquer the island and build a massive kingdom. We get to see the aftermath of those who tried to stop him. Not only does Doom kill Magneto, he displays his head as a trophy alongside the many superheroes who answered Magneto's beacon. The same reality that helped us rip away Galactus, defeat the Isle's Doomsday device, and destroy the Loop for good was powerless to stop Doom. He killed each and every one of them. Fantastic Four, Moon Knight, even the Silver Surfer. All of them were now displayed in his castle to truly show off his power, including the remains of Galactus in the water. The island was officially his. No one would dare step up to fight him now. Even if he wanted to, he wasn't gonna raise the island like Megalodon. He was gonna take care of those in his kingdom. If only he knew someone did have the will to move against him. Hope gears up to prepare for battle, along with John Jones, who is gifted a shield and armor from an old friend, Steve Rogers. They find Gwenpool locked up at the raft and break her out in return for her help. Enlisting Shuri, we're able to get them to tap into Magneto's rift beacons and reactivate them. The goal, to bring another powerful mind to the island. However, they would eventually need to use them for a different purpose, a way to stop Doom's true evil plan lurking in the shadows. On the surface, it seems like he's just taken over the island and turned it into his utopia. And while that's true, it's not enough for him. Doom has an ulterior motive, something that's been eating away at him for years, and now he has the power to make it happen, a way to resurrect his dead mother. And that is who he leaves roses for in the forest.
Mother, I am building my new kingdom. This place reeks of failure, of fault, of imperfection. But it will not be this way for long. I will set this place to order. I will make it perfect by gentle guiding hand, or by brutal fist of submission.
He constructs a giant tower of lava near his castle, desperate to summon Mephisto, the devil himself. Once this plan is in action, he could cut a deal with him to resurrect Cynthia Von Doom. But while he works on that, we begin to learn more about our new main character, Hope. Her past begins to come to light as we learn how deeply her family is connected to this entire chain of events. The reason her sister was able to track down Pandora's box in the first place, they are distantly connected to the pantheon of Greek gods. This also explains their use of medallions and superhuman powers. Valeria can manipulate fire, while Hope, as we know, can see the future through her art. This is why the Oracle is so drawn to Hope. Her fate is entangled with all of this, and she has to be the one to stop it. While she learns more about herself, Doom is only growing stronger. When he first used the box, his armor broke, and he realized he needs more protection if he wants to wield the full potential of Pandora. So he begins to forge himself a new piece of armor, one built using the box itself. Once this is complete, he will be totally unstoppable. And while all of this was originally meant to bargain for his mother, Doom is becoming too hungry for power.
I thought it would cheer me to gaze upon this crumbling monument. Instead, I feel nothing but vacant hunger. It must be the box. It is exhilarating, but it is also wild, chaotic, uncontrolled. My work nears completion. When all is reborn in my perfect image, I will never fail again.
Luckily, we're able to summon some additional help. The rift beacons are up and running again, bringing Tony Stark to the island as he begins to figure out Doom's plan. The Underground realize they need to do more. If they could just aim the beacons at Doom's tower, they could just blast them away to another reality. It worked before with Galactus, right?
Powering up. Almost there. Power holding steady at 50%.
Just one problem. Doom has now constructed his armor, absorbing the full energy of the box, and he's too powerful for the beacons.
4, 3, 2, let him have it! How is it still standing?
Those who dare stand against me will pay a price.
This was now an all-out battle, as a 150-foot-tall Dr. Doom wielding the full power of Pandora's box was stomping around. The entire island had to work together just to defeat him, but as his armor crippled, he'd get even more aggressive. Throughout the battle, Doom destroyed almost all of the rift beacons, setting them across the map, except for one, causing Shuri to think of an idea.
Only one of the beacons is salvageable, but Shuri thinks that will be enough if we can significantly weaken Doom.
With her knowledge, she could use rift recalibrators to reverse the beacon and send Doom away. All we needed to do was weaken him. It was done. The saga of Pandora's box had finally been brought to an end. With each evil it unleashed, Hope and the Underground were able to step up and save the island. Their story was over, for now. In the background, people on the island were tampering with the destroyed rift beacons. Most of them have been thrown across the map, but one still worked. Messing with it, it activated, sending us to an alternate reality. This was the final part of the gem's prophecy, the ghost logo, which turned out to be non-existent in this new strange reality. We now found ourselves on the old Chapter 2 island, this time entirely different. There was no Midas, no previous Ghost vs. Shadow, it was now home to the Ice Spice. We are now plunging straight into the remix finale and the next era of the story in Fortnite Chapter 6. Code T5G in the item shop helps support us makes these kind of videos. You have no idea how much it does. It's been Tommy, keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.